My name is Mia. Hi, everybody. My name is Mia Urman, and I'm from AuraPlayer. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the UiPath Marketplace in general. Andreea Stroe is going to give us a great intro. And we're going to talk about something that is available today right off the shelf in the UiPath Marketplace, to be able to help with Oracle eBusiness Suite automations or Oracle automations, to be able to basically pump up your Oracle automations with UiPath and bring everything to the next level. Before we get started, you saw already Elizabeth and Christina and Lorenzo were trying in the chat to kind of get the chatting going. It really is, this is a session from the UiPath community channel. So we really want to try to get some networking going and understand who are part of the community and what your goals are, what you're trying to achieve, and how we could all learn from each other with best practices and work together. So first, if you wanted to post, we're doing an informal poll, which basically you could put into the chat. If you guys are RPA developers, Oracle developers, Citizen developers, so you could write either the number or what your role is. It'll also help us gear the session to be more or less technical. So we would love to know from the audience. Don't be shy. Just paste into the chat, you know, who you guys are and what your role is in your various organizations. Another thing that really helps to really talk together about use cases and understand from each other if there's repeatable use cases and business processes that could be worked through together is what industry you guys are from. So are people mainly from manufacturing? We've seen people in retail, insurance, healthcare has tons of automation, as well as oil and gas or telecommunication. And we're a little bit curious what EBS modules people are using. Are you guys using more than one? Are you doing procurement, HCM, cloud, inventory management, CRM, financials? I see a lot of you are shy. I guess it's just the beginning of the session, but if throughout you guys have any questions or want to tell us a little bit more about you guys, it'll help us gear the session to be more specialized to where you guys, to your industries, to your business needs, and to your business problems. So without further ado, we wanted to start the day by discussing a little bit about what is the UiPath Marketplace and how it could help people in the UiPath community better achieve solutions for specialization through UiPath, plugins and adapters. So Andreea, I'm gonna move the show to you. If you could tell us a little bit more.
Sure, thank you very much, Mia. Let me share my screen. Okay, let me know if you can see my screen. Then I'll go into present mode. Perfect. So hi everyone, my name is Andreea Stroe. I have been with UiPath for 4 years now, ever since the UiPath Marketplace launched. I have placed here a little safe harbor statement because some of the numbers that I'm going to show throughout the slides are the current numbers. They are subject to change in the immediate future, hopefully. Before I begin with the story of the marketplace and starting it from start, let's say, Marketplace was launched at the end of 2018. And the reasons why we have seen a need for such a place is because we all know that automation, although it comes with many benefits, at the beginning of the journey, it might seem a little bit daunting, a little bit complex. So we thought of a place that could help initiate, or why not help with solving various use cases and various needs that our community and clients might have in terms of automation. And this is why we thought that the marketplace could be inspiring in helping people kick off their automation journey and not start from a blank canvas, not start from scratch, but to start with automations that have already been created, solutions created by our partners and by by our community that can help with various needs, or why not at least provide some ideas into how various use cases could be tackled from an automation perspective. And this is how the story of the marketplace started, late 2018, and a few information about where we are today. So throughout time, we have managed to reach these numbers, which we believe are very impressive in the sense that we are happy that so many people have trusted us with their work and they have become marketplace partners throughout time. We have a bunch of content that I'm going to discuss in a few slides in more depth. We have over 600 companies that have joined us, over 150K user accounts on the marketplace, and 25 unique visitors per month. And our partners, what we call marketplace partners, come from all areas. So everyone is welcome to contribute and to consume the content from the marketplace. So we have, as you will see, content coming from business partners, technology partners, some of our customers, and also, of course, the community contributions. What can we find on the marketplace? So in the beginning, our platform offered just a few automation types, but throughout time we have, and based on the feedback that we have received from our publishers and our consumers, we realized that we need to broaden the catalog as much as possible and include automations that not only run with Studio, but can also be used within other UiPath products such as Assistant, Studio X, Center apps. And we also identified the need of our partners to be also to sell their more complex activities and solutions on the marketplace. And this is, let's say, a new addition to the marketplace that has happened in the past year and a half, starting with activities, later on with business solutions, and now more recently in the 22.10 release, we have managed to accommodate professional services on the marketplace. So we are trying to become a full-fledged platform in the sense that no matter what the automation need is, if it's an actual solution or potentially automations combined with services or only services in regards to UiPath products, our customers, our end users can find everything that they need in one place. And as we continue the story of the marketplace, things will evolve much more in the following year. Also, in terms of content, the automations that we have on the platform cover pretty much the industries that are listed here, but are not limited only to the ones that I'm showing here. Just the vast majority of the content is focusing on solving automation needs coming from these particular industries. What we have done also in the hopes of speeding up the process and also helping with discoverability of our listing types, our automations on the marketplace, we have also integrated with Studio and created 2 feeds for activities and also for templates, so that all the respective content from the marketplace can also be discovered directly in Studio, basically. So you can go to manage packages, select the marketplace feed, and basically drag and drop the activities that you are interested in or could potentially help with your particular automation needs. And we have also integrated with Assistant. We are also looking towards business users, people that are not super technical, and all the ready-to-go automations that are currently existing on the marketplace can also be discovered via the marketplace widget directly in UiPath Assistant. And such integrations with other UiPath products will continue throughout 2023 as we are trying to shorten, let's say, the duration of the automation processes for all of our end users. In general, and some of the biggest benefits that we have identified in terms of the marketplace that are applicable to both free content as well for paid content is basically the global delivery. The free content part of the marketplace is basically direct downloadable. 85% of it is direct downloadable from the marketplace. And the marketplace does not have any boundaries in terms of its end users. They can come from anywhere across the globe and they can download and or purchase the content that they are interested in from the marketplace. We have tried to create some benefits in terms of sales for our solutions and services as well. And I know Mia will touch upon how the quote engine works and how it allows you to interact with the partner from whom you would like to purchase solutions. We also tried to give a hand, let's say, with payment and tax calculation and invoices, and in general, all the financial aspects that we know can be cumbersome at times. We also want to do our part in terms of marketing and promotion. So we try to leverage the marketplace collections that you see on the homepage. We try to group the content based on technologies or the use cases or the industries that it tackles so that it is easier to be discovered. We also try to leverage our social media channels to try to promote what we believe is relevant content, and also the support that we give. It's important to note that using the marketplace from a publishing or consumption standpoint is free of charge. From a publishing perspective, there are no fees, and our team is happy to help in terms of onboarding the marketplace, submitting and publishing content on our platform. To list, basically, to become a marketplace partner, it's quite straightforward. We try to keep the process as simple as possible. All that it is required is a profile, be it a user profile or a company or a vendor profile, submitting the listing, the automation in accordance to publishing guidelines. We tried to input in this document as much information as possible to make this process easy, and at the same time to provide you with all the information that you need to understand what we are requesting from you. And then, of course, the promotion part where people can discover the automation and start using it. And I'm going to go towards the direction of a business solution because this is the main topic of today and Mia's presentation. The business solutions that AuraPlayer has trusted us with and published on the marketplace, and we are very happy about this collaboration. And I wanted to give a brief overview of what this solution is from our perspective. So it's a unique end-to-end functionality. It solves a real-life challenge. It provides business value to the user. It has successfully passed all our verification steps. We have a verification process behind the scenes before publishing anything on the marketplace, be it free or paid. We do our due diligence, and we have standards for quality, and we have security and functionality checks that we perform, and of course, offering support. And this was it from my side. Thank you very much, Mia. I'm happy to take any questions via chat or in the Q&A session at the end about the marketplace. Thank you.
Great. So thank you so much, Andrea, for that great overview. So now we're going to drill down into eBusiness Suite. So I saw some people in the chat talking about the various modules they're using and who's actually working with eBusiness or Oracle. So I'd love to get some information from you guys as well. Keep chatting. But for now, we're going to say a word about AuraPlayer. Basically, AuraPlayer is a company that was started almost 10 years ago. And its sole purpose was to help Oracle customers do modernization. So at first we were modernizing, to run EBS through Portal on mobile devices, via REST services or microservices. And basically through the years, we kept on adding more and more capabilities till we actually saw that we had built this basic engine, which is able to automate eBusiness Suite applications, even the most complex, customized, personalized applications, using an automated wizard to capture the business process and to play back the automation, not on the client side, as do a lot of the automation tools, but on the e-business backend, on the backend server side. This, of course, led to very performance and robust automations that we are now partnering with UiPath to be able to incorporate these scripts and use cases as part of the larger UiPath automation family. So firstly, to go into it, what was the business challenge we were trying to solve? For what did we kind of create this adapter in UiPath? Basically, a lot of people started out, they purchased a bot, and they started to record the Oracle use cases utilizing UiPath. And what a lot of people were seeing is that when they actually had done these recordings, if there were any UI changes on the screen itself, the bots would tend to fail. They would get stuck because they would be looking for a certain element in a certain place that might have been moved, right? Because the way that the process was captured, it was not readily robust to maintenance or changes. This included installing things like EBS patches. We all know how many EBS patches are required to install. Almost every day, EBS requires some sort of patch installation. And these would tend to require to capture the business process in UiPath and to have to renew that flow. Additionally, bots would often get stuck if there was a pop-up window. So we all know Oracle eBusiness Suite. It is an application, but it is also very dynamic. Okay, if you connect with user A, you'll see a set of fields. If you connect with user B, you might see a whole different set of fields, right? There's the capability of hiding and showing fields. There's things that are hidden and shown. There are things on tab canvases, so they're not, they don't have the focus currently. They might be behind a pop-up window. EBS has tons of pop-up windows that might have gone over the existing canvas. So all of these types of things are not really prone to having rote automation or unattended automation, and would tend to get the bots stuck or frozen. And since the bot had a dedicated machine per run, it was a little bit problematic where people's desktops were being frozen because they couldn't actually necessarily have several bots working in parallel or work while the bot was running and perhaps getting stuck, etc. So what we actually tried to achieve is our specialized RPA for Oracle, where we have maintained, where we have the capability of overcoming the major challenges, right? Capturing the workflow is done using an automated toolbar, so it doesn't require any coding. Yet, because of the UiPath plugin from the marketplace, that captured process is automatically converted to a UiPath sequence inside the UiPath Studio. So it's a one-to-one connection, and it's seamless to the end user. So you're not going to have to feel like you've learned several different tools in order to get one automation going. They plug into each other effortlessly. There's very smooth capabilities of moving between environments, because with AuraPlayer, once you create the automation on dev, it could be run on test, system test, production, etc. These automations remain stable and robust even during changes to the screen or patches. Even with pop-up windows, we are able to handle that capability. We could, for instance, set a parameter that anytime there's a pop-up to select the default value or to cancel it, or to reply as an output parameter with the message of the pop-up window. So basically, AuraPlayer knows Oracle with all its quirks and difficulties, and we're able to kind of utilize that knowledge to make things go easier. I see people are asking some questions, so I think we'll answer them shortly. But basically, AuraPlayer assists by allowing you to create these automations of the Oracle EBS or the Oracle database portion, and then orchestrate them through the larger UiPath workflow mechanism. So the UiPath bots that are created are able to trigger the AuraPlayer EBS bots that are headless. They do not have a front end, and they do not run on the end user's desktop. So they're able to silently run in the background and return all of the output data, as well as the error messages, pop-up messages, and status bar messages. Okay. So I wish you guys would let me know if you're more technical or less technical. So let's put in the chat if you guys want to see a demo, or if we want to be talking more theoretically, because I'm having trouble determining if you guys are more of a technical crowd or more of a business analyst crowd, and it's already 6:30. So I'm going to do 2 more slides, and if anybody calls out demo in the chat, we'll move to a demo. But basically, there are 2 ways that AuraPlayer is available on the UiPath Marketplace. One is called the Oracle BotBuilder, and this is a recording toolbar that gives you the capability of recording any business process in EBS or Oracle Forms or from a database. And basically, the recorder runs and plays on the side. Your EBS is working, and you work as you would in your EBS session, all the while the recording toolbar is capturing that workflow, and literally you could then save it as an automation to plug in to the UiPath Studio. The second option is what we call the Oracle Instabots, and these are out-of-the-box plugins that are readily available for common use cases that have already been done and created by the AuraPlayer team. These include a list of tens of things that we're able to, such as hour entry, price change, general ledger, open and closed periods, reconciling receipts, any of those types of anything to do with leave balances, pay slips, and those are pre-built automations that you could pull in to UiPath Studio to begin your automation process. So like we said, oh wait, do we have any voters? So we have 2 votes for demos, so we'll jump right into the demo. So basically, there's kind of 2 parts. There's 2 parts to the demo. Part 1 to the demo is the UiPath Marketplace, right? Basically, when you get to the UiPath Marketplace, you're able to do a search. You could search for either Oracle or AuraPlayer, and it'll basically come up with all the different types of application things. There's not a lot for Oracle EBS, as you see, but you will find here the AuraPlayer Instabot. These, like we said, are pre-built automations that come out of the box, or the Oracle BotBuilder. So if we click on the Oracle BotBuilder, you'll be able to see here all the information about our plugin, resources, integration, how-to guides, our support sites, information to get in touch with us, as well as some features. And right here, very easily, you can simply click request a quote, and that will shoot us an email directly to be able to process your, that a salesperson will get in touch to understand a little bit more about what you're looking to do. Currently, we have an end of year promotion for people who want to utilize the UiPath Marketplace with unlimited flows, unlimited end users for EBS. So it's definitely a good time to reach out if that makes sense to do so. But we're also going to show you a little bit of a demo on how we actually do the recording using our recording toolbar. So basically, this is the AuraPlayer Service Manager. The first thing that's going to happen when you procure your marketplace plugin is that you're going to get the service manager to be able to do the recording of the actual session. You're going to go in and you're going to create a name. This name should be a unique name because it's going to be able to be selected from within the UiPath Studio as, so here it's going to be called Create Sales Order. And I paste the URL of the Oracle EBS application. The minute I do so, this has already begun to create my automation. It's that simple. There's no coding, there's no flow charts. There's just somebody who could be a functional user, could be somebody from the QA or testing team, that they go into Oracle e-Business Suite and they run their use case as they would work in Oracle Forms. They could enter their username, password, click connect, and anywhere they enter data become an input to the automation. Anywhere where they click a button, that button will be part of the automation. Here we're just going to get a customer number and name. And here, anytime I enter data, those will all be input parameters that UiPath could send through AuraPlayer to do the automation. So for example, if we wanted to create a sales order with line items from an email, I would here select an ordered item. I would enter the quantity, the unit of measure, the request date, whatever data I would like to get from my file from UiPath. And when I'm finished, I click save. And as you see here at the bottom, I get an error message, FRM 4400, transaction complete, one record applied and saved. So because of this incredible integration between UiPath and AuraPlayer, I know that I'm going to want to send that as an output parameter, but I'm also going to want to send the order number, the subtotal, the tax, the charges, and the total. So that way, the UiPath will know that the order was successfully created and what the order total was and the tax was, etc. When I've completed my recording, I simply save and exit, and I see that an automation has been created automatically. I have the name as it appears in Oracle in development tool. In Oracle Forms, it will be called the sign-on, username, password, etc. I see the label as it appeared on the screen itself. So you could even talk with functional users to make sure that you have the right fields. We see the default value that was recorded. You could save those defaults for testing should you like. And we see the output parameters. When I click OK as my outputs, I can immediately click test from within AuraPlayer just to ensure that we have the correct data. The minute I click run test, this is playing back that same automation you saw that we recorded. It's created a new order number, 60588, with a subtotal of $30, tax, etc. And I see in the status bar messages, FRM 4400, transaction complete, one record applied and saved. So I know that not only do we have a new order number, the success was true, and that we have, it has been saved successfully. If I want, I can now take another order. And like we said, this could also be done via your UiPath orchestration console as an automated process to take the data from a flat file, you know, a CSV file, etc. And finally, this will also work if you had any type of error message. If you had submitted faulty data, you would get that error message as well. Next, and the final step, is for us to be able to run that same automation via UiPath, right? So we've created this automation, and now we would like to then go in to UiPath and integrate with that automation, like we mentioned. Sorry about that. But basically what we want to achieve, I'm showing you the ones that are actually available online so that you guys will be able to watch these sessions as well after. But basically, after we've done the recording, as we mentioned, the next step is to really pull it into UiPath. So we go to our UiPath Studio. After we have downloaded from the marketplace, the UiPath Studio, and installed it, we are going to see here at the top, you see we have the AuraPlayer with the lightning bolts. AuraPlayer will then become an integral part of your UiPath Studio. So what we just showed in the prior demo, you literally had to just record the use case. The minute the use case is recorded, you go into your UiPath Studio, and these are usually two separate groups, right? You can have the Oracle functional consultants create the automations for the EBS side, and then the UiPath RPA developers come in here. They simply need the server address of the AuraPlayer server, the username and password of the AuraPlayer environment, and you could even do remember me. And basically what happens here is they're able to log in and they could see the list of automations that were created. So we see here, creating sales order, add journal lines, create main, create order, sales order, etc. Simply by clicking import, you will see that it has now converted that same automation that was recorded very simply by using our toolbar into a UiPath sequence, okay? Including assigning the error messages, the pop-up messages, the success or true label that you got from the AuraPlayer environment. So it's an actual incredible way, without any coding in UiPath currently, we were able to do the create sales order, or here it's create journal lines, which will go to Oracle eBusiness Suite, run back the automation, come back to UiPath, designate if it was a success or a fail, as well as pull back with it all of the actual Oracle error messages and pop-up messages. Okay, so this is a very powerful tool that really enables you, without coding, to do this type of integration, and this saves tons of coding time. Oh, I see that James himself is in the chat saying it would save coding time. We've seen this saves hundreds of hours of our tech teams of needing to set this all up, right? If you could look, all of the error messages, status bar messages, pop-up messages, etc., as well as all of the output parameters were designated for you: username, password, and description for the inputs. Okay, so it really is a way of not needing for you to have duplicate work, right? It's not like people say, oh, why do I need two tools for Oracle? It's actually opposite. It's exactly what the marketplace was built for. Specialization of tools for a specific business unit like Oracle, saving you time, helping you cut the line with regard to setting up these sequences in UiPath, because we generate them for you automatically. And in the same one-step process, you could have the Oracle people create their own automations, work within EBS, and have the functionality be exactly as needed. And then the RPA team work within UiPath and just utilize those recordings that were done as sequences within UiPath that were automatically created. So hopefully this gives everybody a little bit of a sense of, the power that this could bring to your existing UiPath environments with regard to Oracle and UiPath, but it's essentially you could follow the rest of the video where we build a sequence. As you can see, they're changing the CSV file, so they're bringing a Excel file of journal lines. They're going to be able to read that file with a description name from the CSV file into the AuraPlayer automation, where literally UiPath will be able to orchestrate the AuraPlayer automation on EBS and enjoy all of the things we spoke about earlier, right? The robustness, being able to withstand patches, etc. So now that we saw a little bit about the BotBuilder, creating the APIs. We wanted to talk just a moment about the use cases, right? There are tons of use cases that have been done already by our customers, including digital assistants, if people are interested in kind of using chat. We have a customer who has an email triggered bot. Her name is Shayna, and she is their virtual DBA, and she gets requests by email to do things like change passwords, unlock users, reset passwords, kill sessions, etc. And she is able to run those automations directly on Oracle databases. We have Worthington Manufacturing, which has used UiPath for OCR and receiving PDFs by mail from various vendors. And then based on the vendor, they trigger the AuraPlayer automations to do item creations, receipt audits, etc. on their e-business suite application. We have customers generating during COVID. We had a lot of generating COVID certificates, vaccination IDs, etc. From insurance companies. Manufacturers doing things like creating journal lines and headers, new vendor setup or new customer setup, things of that nature. And this is besides the bots that we have, like we said, our Instabots that are available out of the box, right? So we have sub-inventory transfers and cycle counts, sales orders, Oracle receiving, expense and PO approvals, and things of that nature. Okay, so I see we're getting towards the end where they asked me to leave a little bit of time for questions and next steps. But basically, this type of joint solution where you could utilize all of the power that UiPath offers for all the different Oracle applications, for all the different frameworks, and then use AuraPlayer to really solidify and make your Oracle automations robust, free of error-free, easy to capture, saving the coding elements as well, and really being much easier to maintain, really gives you that best of the both worlds. Here we talked about Shayna, so it's just showing you the email for introduction. And if you look just at the value of how many, 18 days old for one of their use cases, and it had been utilized over 50,000 times in 18 days. So I don't know if the customers are quiet today because they haven't really started their automation journey, or they're still thinking about their automation for EBS. But it's definitely something that brings huge value. So I would highly, highly recommend people start looking at their own use cases and how to really utilize the power of UiPath with the unique specialization from the marketplace of AuraPlayer to really bring your EBS into the next generation. And then if anybody wants to talk to us about specific use cases or challenges they have, we can definitely go over, like we said, different types of customer use cases we have. So I'm going to end with how I always end these sessions, and my team is probably already going to laugh at me. But my #1 request at the end of every session with customers is I'd love for somebody in the audience to really have taken today, not as a, okay, I spent 45 minutes during my lunch break or work day hearing about something, but really taking it as a personal challenge, and be the change, be a digital agent at your organization, right? You could start small, assess your requirements, look if anybody is doing silly things like taking Excel spreadsheets and printing them and then, writing things on the Excel spreadsheet and then uploading it, right? Look at where people are doing massive data entry with tons of errors. Look where people are doing manual testing, right? UiPath has an incredible testing platform, very powerful. Tons of you with Oracle EBS, you're going to be moving to version 12.2. You're you're going to be moving perhaps to a cloud solution. You're going to have testing requirements. How are you going to do those type of tests? Are you going to do them all manually? Automated testing is a great use case for eBusiness Suite to really start small, create the use cases that you need to make sure that are proper for your organization and move forward. And it's very easy to conduct a proof of concept, right? You choose an active use case, conduct a small proof of concept. That'll help you better understand your timeline and budget and your implementation method. And then of course, if you need anything external, right? If you want people to have the capabilities outside your organization, maybe an attended RPA, maybe you'll allow a web page where customers or vendors could edit data or send you data. So those type of use cases would require, a security or architecture type meetings. But we always say to start small and build agility into the process. Choose a small use case, get it out the door, show your management, wow your management, and then move to the next one. So that's all for me. I left 12 minutes for questions. I think that's pretty good. I didn't go that much over my time, and we got a mini demo in there as well. But if anybody wants to have a deeper demo or discuss their own personal challenges, my phone number and email are here. And if anybody has any questions, please feel free to shoot them in the chat. I see one.
Yes. Thank you, Mia. It was impressive. We received messages in the chat that they are enjoying the session, and we have a question that we need to address it from Akpeko. Do you have activities for Oracle Siebel CRM?
Yes. So what's interesting is Oracle Siebel CRM is an HTML-based application. So you might want to look at first at just what comes out of the box with UiPath, because UiPath has a very strong HTML-based reporting engine. But if you have any issues with that, you could definitely let us know. But for Siebel, it's Oracle, it's HTML-based. It's not Oracle Java-based.
Okay, thank you. We have another one. Yes, indeed. So item code opening, customer opening, and vendor opening process in Oracle require involvement of multiple departments to finalize data and then upload it in Oracle. How AuraPlayer assists in automating the recording of whole process in Oracle, engaging all departments' activities, keeping in view of all documents involved, assisting in generating item, vendor and customer opening respectively. I think this is a question.
Yeah,
no?
So we've actually done a bunch of those. Item code opening, we're doing at Worthington. Vendor opening, we're doing at a corporation as well, a manufacturing corporation. But what we did is, like you said, you have here 3 different processes that all need to work in collaboration to get a process completed, right? So what we do is we try to first look at the low-hanging fruit. So the first thing we would do is say, okay, how do we create create new vendor in Oracle, right? So we would record that process. Then we would do create new customer in the process. So we would do each one of those as kind of individual automations. And then we would understand where the data is coming from. Is the data coming from PDFs? Then we would connect to OCR via the UiPath orchestration. Is it coming just from a simple CSV file? Then you could do the data load through the AuraPlayer automation. Is the vendor or customer coming from external sources? For instance, we have people that have their customers in, I don't know, Salesforce. And then when they buy, right, they have the lead in Salesforce. And when they become a customer, you want Salesforce to automate Oracle eBusiness Suite to create that customer. So we first step with you. We understand who are what we call the actors, who are all the players in the business process. Are there external tools besides Oracle that come into the mix? If so, we draw a schematic, right? Here is Salesforce that UiPath is going to automate. UiPath is going to query Salesforce, bring us the customer information. Then that customer information, UiPath is going to run the AuraPlayer, create customer automation, pass us the information from Salesforce. We're going to create the customer, we're going to change the status or whatever, and we're going to bring back that data. Next, UiPath is going to trigger the item code opening, right? Every customer needs a price list. I don't know, I'm making it up, but that's going to pull the pricing, the latest pricing details from wherever it is, an Excel spreadsheet or a PDF document or whatever it is, and then it's going to import into Oracle, it's going to trigger AuraPlayer to trigger something on the item manufacturing side for the item pricing, right? So it works literally as a kind of flow whereby each tool does exactly their specialization, but they communicate in perfect harmony through the UiPath sequence by being able to pass data back and forth through the input parameters and the output parameters with ease. And as part of the AuraPlayer licensing, when you purchase the plugin or AuraPlayer, it comes with professional services. So depending on the size, you know, how many EBS servers you need and what type of process you need, you get between 10 and 25 hours of professional services. We also sell banks of hours where we help you be able to map out the orchestration to be able to deploy it, you know, with very short time to market, right? Especially if we break this into 3 parts, you could probably have it done in a few months, even less.
Thank you so much, Mia. Do you have any questions for Mia?
We have 6 more minutes.
Indeed. And it was an extensive response, and hope the audience is satisfied, because I learned a lot from today's session.
I felt I apologize. It got so technical. I didn't, but I felt like the only people that were talking were technical. And I also saw Eric, so I promised him a demo earlier. So I added him into the demo requests list.
Yeah, thank you for doing that, Mia. It was great.
Yeah. So I said if the rest of the team are quiet, I said I got 1 vote for demo from James, and I added you. So
we can close it with a demo, I think, if we have time, because we have, I think James unmuted.
Yeah, I was just going to say thank you very much for running the demo. I always like to get into the meat and potatoes of how it works behind the scenes myself. So thank you.
right. So how do you think this compares to how you currently do your Oracle automation?
Well, I like how you're doing more of a back end work. What I'm doing right now mainly is Oracle Cloud for a client currently. And it's all front end based, and we did have a lot of challenges. And I think that's probably every automation you're going to build is going to be third party software and updates to UIs and having to make adjustments as you go. I did like how this worked, but this wouldn't have anything to do with Oracle Cloud, though, right? It's just EBS.
So what's interesting is we actually got to the same conclusion as you. We do have a module for Oracle Cloud, but we work on the back end as well. We work on the Oracle provides Swagger, which is basically we have a cloud toolbar where we do the automations not based on the front end, but based on the REST services that are provided. And what that allows us to do is to not be able to be stuck when people make changes on the front end, right? Because otherwise we would have get jammed up every time they change the UI. My team is like obsessed with not being with being robust, because they say that the less something robust, the more support they have to do, and they hate doing support.
Oh yeah.
They
Yeah,
hate like people calling them
tech
and
debt.
things don't work. Right. So
Mhm.
they're very deep tech, my team, and they say that cloud they don't want to do on the front end. So they built this recorder that basically allows for you to use the cloud capabilities, like all of the cloud fast REST services in our
So
as a drop down.
if you don't mind me asking, and I don't know if you'll be able to answer this question here, we may need to ask offline, but so I'm a consultant. I go client to client. Some years it's 5, 6, 8 clients. Some years I'm with one client for a couple of years. In different things, I might have a client that wants something built, and I might see a solution like this that's out there, but I usually try to find like a free trial, some things through UiPath and other services to try it before I get the client to commit to buying it. Do you have any kind of free trial options, or is it pretty much buy it? And also, is it buy it or is it licensed, like has a yearly fee?
Yeah, so the license is an annual subscription license, but we
Okay.
do have free trial capabilities. It has to be for customer, for like it needs to be a named customer. They need to register.
Sure. Absolutely.
But yeah, we even do free proof of concept as well.
Oh, wow.
If you pick again, we have to have approval on the use case. Because any the use case that we mentioned earlier, 17 different things, but for simple use cases, we're happy to.
Oh, good to know. Definitely I like that.
Cloud automation, like to build the automation, like we said, we have here, this is Oracle Financial, for example. We read in all of the Oracle SaaS backend, and we're able to get a line, get all lines, get journal entries, whatever it is, but it's triggering the back end services, not the front end.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm working into. A lot of journal entries, and we had to do a lot of stuff with invoices and such, updating overrides.
The use cases are pretty much static, and it's because people are afraid to touch the front end because people change it every minute without telling anybody.
Yeah. Plus, Oracle's so big that they don't care if you're upset that the UI changes. Nice. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Mia. I think we can wrap up here.
Yeah, so thank you so much for having us.
Thank you to all of you for being with us here today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.